All right, so welcome back to Babbling Zoom. On Zoom, I finally got it working. Sadly, I have to optimize it, so something's off my computer. But I wanted to tell a story. I got scammed twice this week, which is kind of sad. And may, in a way, both be relevant. So somehow I managed to lose $10. Well, I didn't lose $10 the first time, but I definitely was misled both times. So let's start with the first one. This week, I came home. My wife is sick, and we definitely can't cook the food that we have because we're just drained and tired. So I decided, let me just go out and be nice and buy a bunch. Go to our local giant and buy fried chicken. Right now, we have two giants in the area. One is really close, the other one's further. And I figured, obviously, like everyone else, you want to go out quickly, grab the food, come back, done. So I went to the closest one to me. Showed up there, went to, wait a second. I ended up going to the fried chicken. I thought, okay, cool. It's sitting right there. All happy, no problem. And I see a sign that says regular price, $7.99 with coupon. I don't know why I can't spell coupon. Coupon. I think it was like $6.49. And I was like, cool. Oh, this is for the dark meat. Okay. Because like the regular mix is like $8.99. All right, cool. So I was like, sweet. Saw the sign, nice big old sign right there, no problem. And I picked up the chicken with this nice cover on top of it and everything. And this nice little logo. And on that logo was marked $8.99. And I thought, what? So I checked all the other cases. There's like at least like 7 other packages of dark meat sitting right there, all labeled $8.99. And I thought, must be a mistake. I mean, the sign's right there. $7.99's right there. No problem. I walked up to the counter, ready to pay, and I just mentioned, hey, so the signs say it's $7.99. This is marked $8.99. All of them are $8.99. What's going on? So cashier looks to customer service. Customer service says, hold on, let me go check. Mentioned something about digital deals. I don't know what that was all about. Goes back. A few minutes later, she comes back up and says, yeah, this price, the regular price of $7.99 was our digital version only. That was our digital price only. That's by digit. Oh, there we go. So, in other words, if I physically show up at this giant, because it's a grocery store, I have to pay the price of $8.99. But for some reason, if I go online, I get $1 off the regular price, even though I didn't just see this $7.99 regular price sign once, I saw it twice. It's even in the ad. But for some reason, that day, I had to pay, even though there were signs everywhere, I still had to pay $1 more. This is ridiculous. On top of the fact that I mentioned there are two giants. A week before this, at the other giant, the giant further away, I ended up paying $6.99. We're talking a difference of 10-minute drive, of like the difference between a 5-minute drive and a 10-minute drive. I'm going to the further giant from here on in. That's the end of that story. So somehow a digital price, there was a digital price that messed up the entire night for me. And in the end, I spent about, what was like $10.59 because taxes or whatever. I don't know. Right? That's how I lost $10. That's how I lost that money. I mean, we ate the chicken, obviously, but I was miffed. Now let's get to the real point. A few days later, I'm playing Destiny. And to those who are not familiar with Destiny, Destiny has a seriously bad habit of putting out DLC that's $20 to $40 a pop, with very minimal. Well, there's some content. There's good content. Sometimes there isn't. So at this point, if you have been a dedicated Destiny player, you've probably shelled out maybe about $600 to $800 to stay concurrent with this game. Thankfully, they have a free-to-play version. Well, called New Light. Right? Yay, New Light. So I can't remember if I think I bought Destiny 2 thinking that the scammy predatory model was done years ago, and I thought, okay, this is their chance to bring me back into the fold. So I played the first game and quickly realized this was just the same thing they did for Destiny 1. The same predatory model of making you buy every single expansion at high prices with very little game. So I started becoming a New Light player. In a way. In a roundabout way. So Osiris came out and I was like, nope, I'm not spending that much money. I can't remember how much the prices were for most of these things. Warmind came out and I was like, nope, I am not paying that much money for that. Forsaken came out and I was like, nope, I am not going to pay that money for that, tempting as it may be. Shadowkeep came out. I was like, nope, I'm not going to buy that. I think around, was it on Beyond Light? Nope. Beyond Light came out. I was like, nope, I'm not going to play for that. Which game came out? And I did not pay for that. And I was sitting there playing for a bit and a really good discount came out. So I ended up going back. I'm doing this wrong. There we go. I ended up going back and buying Forsaken for $10. Yay. Because I think this was like 30 something dollars at the time, and I was like, $10. Awesome. I could deal with that. Now, the reason why I bought Forsaken was because I'm a big Tex Mechanica fan, which is a one of various um, weapon companies in the game. Tex Mechanica is all about the West. And I always tell my friends, what is Destiny 2? What is Destiny as a whole? It is a space Western. And I love their weapons. I love their stuff. So I missed my old last word handgun where you fan fired that. It's beautiful. Loved it. So this is the just like Destiny is, just like Bungie is, they gatekeep that weapon behind a DLC. So waited for the great time, $10 sale, grabbed it, grabbed the gun, having fun with it ever since. Um, Later on, there was another Tex Mechanica weapon that popped up. Thankfully, I did this when it was free DLC, I think week or two. So I managed to do everything I really needed to within all the expansions without having to pay for it. I was kind of held back by a few things, but I managed to get the rifle, the Tex Mechanica rifle, um, the Dead Man's Tale. So now I've got my handgun and my rifle. Awesome. Sweet. Both in the same slot. So I have to choose between the two. Right? Fine. Now, as these DLCs come out, they have these things, they have these seasons. I can't spell for some reason. Right? So seasons are basically extra content that's going to drop with new storylines and everything. And this is one of those things where looking back on it now, like I did a lot of research on this one. Each DLC came with 4 seasons. And if you know the season subscription model, then if you're used to Fortnite and all that stuff, and well, this is a new thing, the new season came out, new unlocks, pay for the season, blah, 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 blah. But Bungie originally had this thing where you pay for the season, you pay for the DLC, you get the season. You get access to the season. Right? So in purchasing Forsaken, I ended up getting access to whatever seasons were involved in that. Shadowkeep, you buy the base game of Shadowkeep, you get access to that. Beyond Light, you pay the money, you get the seasons. Until Witch Queen. And Witch Queen had this thing where they decided that instead of buying the base game and getting all the seasons, they wanted to do a more a la carte thing. In other words, they wanted to scam you out of more money. So Witch Queen, I'm going to mess this up. Base game that gives you access to just the Witch Queen. Why can't I say Queen? DLC is $40. Cool. $40 gets you that the base game. Awesome. But if you want the 4 seasons out of that, seasons was it 16 to 19, you have to buy the big old super deluxe version, which is $80. All right, so hopefully you got that. Year's worth of content for $80. Top of all the seasons. We're going to get back to that in a bit. But this is their new model. This is the new model that happened. So I ignored seasons 16, 17, 18. I was like, I don't need any of this. I'm a new light player. I'll play whatever I can. which is not much at all. It's really, really petty what Destiny gives new light players. And they're hyping up Lightfall. It's gonna come sooner or later, in months, half a year, something. Constant hype up of Lightfall, the new game, the new DLC. Yay, Witch Queen, yay. All that stuff, and I'm ignoring it. And then season 19 drops. And they introduce for week 2, which is this week, or no, for the week 1, they introduce all the new stuff and these piece de resistance text Mechanica stuff. Now you can actually look like a cowboy, a space cowboy. What? Remember that gun you like, that rifle you like? The exotic rifle you like? Now you can just get a base version, which means now you can run both a rifle and the exotic hand cannon, exotic gun at the same time while looking like a cowboy. And I thought, oh my goodness, yes, please. Yes, please. Amazing. Wait a minute. It's a season and I'm locked out of it and all that stuff. So I start doing the research. And this is where I get to start paying attention. $4 base. Nope. That won't get you any of the seasons. That just gives you Witch Queen. Fine. The $80 one. I'm not spending $80. No, that's ridiculous. And then I start realizing that each season is $10 each. And I was like, oh, now I understand the a la carte model. That's why this is $40 more. This is just that. Totally makes sense. Okay, I get it. So I figure, all right, season 19 allows you to play the season of 19 and access to the dungeon, right? Associated with these awesome drops. That totally makes sense. Pay $10 for season 19 and have access to the dungeon and the story of the season. Cool. I'm okay with that. So what happens? Cha-ching, I spend $10. And I'm playing through the content. Again, this is week 2. I'm playing through the content. I'm enjoying it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. This is kind of fun. The new mechanic is nice. Blah, blah, blah. I'm playing through it. I finish up week 2 and I'm waiting. And I'm thinking, okay, when do I get access to this dungeon? When do I get access to this dungeon? And I'm looking for it. And I'm looking for it. And I realize something's off. Did I look up online? And that's when you realize you missed the fact that you kind of missed the fine print or the lack of print thereof. Your $10, your happy little $10 for season 19 does not include a dungeon. What? What do you mean doesn't include a dungeon? That doesn't make sense. I start looking it up. And this is where you start finding the darker side of Bungie. What they did with the Witch Queen was just 3 tiers. Here's the base game. Buy Witch Queen, get the Witch Queen. Tier 2, a la carte. You want a season? Buy the season without having to buy Witch Queen. Or the whole shebang. $80, get you Witch Queen, get you the seasons, but it also gets you access to the dungeons. One, basically 2 dungeons. That's it. What? What do you mean? So if you buy the base game, you don't get any dungeons. If you come back and buy all the seasons, you still don't get access to those dungeons. So if you spend $80 slowly going the a la carte route, you're still missing the dungeon. Well, how do you get the dungeon? There's this thing called a dungeon quick key. I had to look it up. And I was said, huh. So this is the thing that everyone's complaining about online. Okay. Well, how much is a dungeon key? How do I get a dungeon key? What do I do for the dungeon key? The dungeon key, as you look it up, is $20 for one dungeon. Sorry, 2 dungeons. Again, $40 for the base game. That does not give you the dungeon. $80 for the deluxe version, which gives you the dungeons. But if you want to go the a la carte and get all the little seasons, 16, 17, 18, and 19, and if you go about this route of getting $10 each, just slowly going a la carte, which in the end will cost you $80, you still do not have access to the dungeon key. Which then, if you go get the dungeon key, is a whopping $100 for this game. DLC. Sorry. I lost $10. I wouldn't say I lost $10. I spent $10 on false advertising. Twice. So, am I going to keep playing the season? Yeah, but I'm not going to be as enthused. What I came in for, I didn't get. And I have to live with the fact that what I bought should suffice, but it still leaves a bad taste in your mouth. No matter how good that fried chicken is, still leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Well, hope you enjoy. And I stopped screen share. Hope you enjoy. And yeah, I'll hopefully have something better next time.